let's talk some party politics now. The cracks in the main opposition party appear to be widening. The Supreme Court's judgment and battle for the position of National Secretary is the latest flashpoint in a series of crises racking the People's Democratic Party. There's confusion as the National Working Committee insists that Sunday Ude Okoye is the National Secretary despite the Supreme Court's judgment, which appears to have reinstated Samuel Anyanwu as Secretary. But soon after the judgment, the NWC, in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, asserted that the Supreme Court reaffirmed the party's official stance and resolved the controversy trailing the appointment of Okoye as the substantive National Secretary.
Well, joining us now is a former director of the PDP presidential campaign, Oladimeji Fabiyi. Thank you so much for joining us on
Thank
News
you very
Night.
much. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, before we came on air, we're trying to, prod you more or less to find out exactly whose side you're on. But first off, from your position, I mean, you're a member of the party. Who would it be fair to ask who is the National Secretary of the PDP as it stands today, based on the Supreme Court's ruling and what have you?
Well, of course, it will be fair, but before I do that, the position the party has found itself today is quite pathetic. Right. Because of the actions of greedy few and selfish few in the party. And it's not something that I am, as a member of the party, proud of. PDP has experienced and withered so many challenges internally in the past. I started with the party in 1998, so and I understand clearly how the party was being managed, even when it finds itself in any crisis. It has gone through all of these challenges internally, and it has succeeded in resolving some. But I'm afraid, because this is the first time the party lifeline is being used to fight the party. I want to liken it to when a human being is diagnosed with blood-related issues. Any disease in the blood is almost difficult to cure. And that is how I can liken PDP now. Because the party, and it has led that party to, you kind of think that it's on supersonic speed to self-destruct. And I am not happy about that. So this is where the party is. Right. So having said that, to your question, who is the PDP National Secretary? And I'll answer you this way, because technically, I would have just told you, for me, there is no National Secretary as we speak in the party. And why did I say this is because the Supreme Court has made, a ruling or a judgment. And as we speak, the National Working Committee of the party is yet to sit, according to the information I gather, to decide, to look at, to assess, to review the judgment. Because I'm reliably informed that the National Legal Advisor is presently, attending Lesser Hajj in Saudi Arabia, and he has not come back. So on that ground, I can tell you, as we speak, there's no National Secretary. But technically, there's a National Secretary. And that is Ude Okoye.
How is that so?
Based on...
Thank you very much. There was an appeal court judgment that brought Ude Okoye back into the party. All right? And the party took a decision that all the critical organs accepted that Ude Okoye is now the National Secretary before the judgment of the Supreme Court. Now, within that time, the party has written INEC recognizing Ude Okoye. That is still there in INEC. Any document, as far as the party has not made any profound, statement on it. Yes, I'm told Debo Ologunagba did, but it's being challenged that the NWC has not sat.
Exactly.
So, to get this thing right, NWC should sit, review the judgment, and come out with who is truly the National Secretary of the party. Mark you, whoever the party is the National Secretary of the party is the National Secretary of the party.
Right.
That is it.
Which is what the Supreme Court has said.
So whoever the party says is the National Secretary of the party is the National Secretary. So if you look at in that light, Ude Okoye remains the National Secretary of the party.
So how is it difficult to understand what you have explained so very simple?
Simplicity,
exactly. We had Comrade Dabio Kabo Wamate, of the apex leader of the concerned PDP League, sit in that very chair yesterday, and he brought some documents, including a letter of leave, by Senator Anyanwu, and he informed the party he was going on leave while he contested the governorship election, and that the Supreme Court, throughout the several rulings from the lower courts and asking the party to go and settle its matter, but he insists that Senator Anyanwu is the national secretary of your party. Why is it so difficult for PDP to settle its matter? Ngozi, I remembered sounds of music yesterday and it hasn't left my head. How do you solve a problem like the PDP? Why is it so difficult for the PDP?
Let me tell you something, yeah? This is a very good question. It's really sad that PDP is gradually walking to where the enemies of PDP want to zone them, want them to be. And that
who are the enemies? I was going to say that.
Everybody knows that the enemy of PDP is APC.
Are you saying
because APC?
Are you saying the APC has infiltrated the PDP? Is that what you're saying?
It's very obvious, but I don't want to go there. That's not what I want to say.
Right.
This is where whoever that is doing this to PDP wants PDP to be, and what is that? Is to ensure that PDP members are fighting themselves. This is where they are zoning them, and they are walking into it. And the members of the party are not saying this. This is where they want to zone you so that you lose concentration. You're unable to perform your opposition role as you're supposed to do that. This is what is happening in the party. They're not saying it. And that's why you see the gentleman that you said came here, taking side will never happen. Grandstanding will never help anybody if you want this party to survive. Let me tell you something. All this matter has two dimensions, the legal dimension and political dimension. Now, there are 4 solutions to PDP problems.
Right.
And I'll tell you those 4 solutions. 2, we're almost missing them. Number 1, 2 of these 4, we're almost missing them. Number 1 is genuine reconciliation. Assuming the party is serious, they would have had genuine reconciliation that will bring everybody together. We've missed that now. A lot of things are going on. Recently, the National Disciplinary Committee of the party recommended suspension or expulsion of Senator Anyanwu. These are some of the things, right? Because that is that. The moment the party fails to do the proper reconciliation, they miss that. It would have helped. Second one has to do with what I call the disciplinary measures against erring members. The party has failed in doing that, because if they had done that, all these things would have stemmed the matter. You know, no matter how highly placed you are, you're not bigger than the party. Party is not just for one person. Whether you are president before or something, it doesn't matter. You're not bigger. That should have been, party should have handed down. That's number 2. Number 3 is, because I believe serious problem requires serious measure to solve it. Number 3 has to do with, you see that these guys that are doing this have ganged up against us, the ordinary members of the party. It's time we gang up against them.
Don't you think it's a failure to take responsibility? Sorry, yes. I'll let you land on that. Isn't it a failure to take responsibility when you say it's outside forces, it's others that are behind this crisis versus us, instead of really looking within and saying, look, this is where it's at. We are a problem.
So unfortunately, we don't have leaders. We have leaders who are already taking side, who are selfish because of what they are getting from whoever. So they don't want this to even to be resolved, because they are feeding fat from it. Why has it been difficult for the party to call its neck and do the right thing? I'm coming there. So the third one has to do with us, the members of the party that are really genuine, that are thinking straight. We need to gang up against, because they really ganged up against us. And the party is no more inspiring. The party is, you don't have confidence in the party. What you saw in Anambra recently is the dress rehearsal of what to happen in 2027 to the party. I'm not a prophet of but we can see it's going there. Some PDP states will even lose in 2027 to APC or to any other party. So the last one has to do with, in the NWC today, there are divisions, right? I don't know the numbers, because I know it's a particular, one division is bigger than the other. Those ones that are not happy with the state of the party among them, I don't know them, but I know they have their numbers. In the interest of this party, resign from that party. When you resign, the party will be forced to conduct NEC, and party can start a new life, start afresh when all these people leave. The moment we have the majority of them resign from, in the interest of the party, that is the 4th solution. Because we need to call it, no thanks to the governor of Plateau State that has refused to play the leadership role from the North Central. North Central leadership have failed the party. They have refused to bring up a candidate that will replace Damagun. Damagun is taking advantage of the fact that North Central is not doing, North Central is failing.
Okay.
So this is where we are today.
we'll have to leave it there. Thank you.
It's a
so
pity.
much.
I'm so hungry right now with my party.
So wish you the best.
Understandably.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Fabiyi is the
Fabiyi
is the director of the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate campaign of 2023. Party politics in Nigeria.